The truth! You can't handle the truth!
You were lied to. We were all lied to. And I want to set out to prove to you what lies they were, who lied, and perhaps even why they lied. Long time ago, guys, I figured out that religion was kind of based off of what you wanted to believe. I was raised in a Christian home, Baptist home, but in a Catholic neighborhood. So things were kind of difficult. And I was bombarded with different beliefs, even though they're kind of based in the same Christian philosophy, but they were kind of fundamentally different in a lot of ways. So that left a lot of confusion on my part. Long question. I looked it up, guys, when I was very young, maybe 9 years old. What if our religion, the Christian religion, was the best religion, the only religion? Why didn't other people believe in this? Why were there atheists and other people that didn't believe this? I didn't know much, so I looked it up in the World Book Encyclopedia about different religions, and I was amazed. There's old religions and current religions that was in there, and they were disregarded by the Christian faith as irrelevant, and that included quite a bit, even Muslims and old beliefs and everything. And it made me think that, well, religions, if they're not valid, then they're mythologies, like we've been told. Greek, Roman, Phoenician, and all these others, they were mythological gods. But the Christian God, the one we believed in, most people believed in, was the only true God. Well, if everybody else believed differently, except for a select few, what made the Christian religion or any other religion more valid than anybody else? And if everybody else's religion was valid, then all religions were valid, then no religions were valid. You kind of cancel out each other, like double negatives or double positives or whatever you want. So that was the basis, guys, that started me on this journey, if you will, to finding belief. And I found out, guys, that religion is a lie. It don't matter what religion you believe, what faith you follow, or anything else, guys. They are lies. Even if you're an atheist or agnostic or anything else like that, guys, you believe in a lie. Who told us this lie? Well, we all know the collective point our fingers at them or they, those in power, whatever. But it goes much deeper than that, guys. If you go and look at historical records in the Bible and started dating it backwards from the time of Jesus to the in the beginning, the famous word, people have done this, guys, theologians and scientists and researchers and everything, based off of biblical evidence, guys, which is in all biblical scriptures that was available. And they come to find out that in the beginning, those famous words in the beginning was about 8,500 years ago. Even your Hebrew text, from the most ancient Hebrew text, only goes back 8,000 years. So we have an idea that the whole belief system that we have currently in place of the Christian belief started 8,500 years ago. But here's the other thing, that this Christian belief, so-called Christian belief in Judaism, and all those faiths that's associated with it, or kind of follows the same idea, was created by one group of people. The Israelites, the Hebrews, the tortured, tournament victim Hebrews. They was always languished as being victims and always held up as martyrs. Well, they're the ones that created this whole theology. And if you look at it, guys, you will notice that it follows the line of Abraham and Noah, and so forth and so on, throughout the history of the Bible up to modern day. So, what happened on the rest of the planet? Well, we'll assume that there was no other species on the planet Earth, except in the beginning. But it even says in the Bible that Cain didn't want to leave Garden of Eden because people know him as a murderer and cause harm unto him. right? Even took a wife outside of Garden of Eden. So, where do they come from? They was here before the Garden of Eden, right? You kind of see my point right here? I proposed this to artificial intelligence, guys, this whole idea right here, to kind of get an idea about this. And I presented basic facts that about the lineage of the Bible through what peoples it follows, and agreed with me, guys, that the Bible and pretty much all religions follow one group of people's journey through life, or their supposed stated journey through life, their prophecies, their sayings, their words, their beliefs has infected us all. We base everything on, whether it's Muslim, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christian, Judaism, you name it, guys. It's based off this one belief system that was created by one group of people. So I asked AI, well, there's evidence out there that other people existed besides the people in the Garden of Eden. And it did a deep search. I used several different models, so it's not just one conclusion. And they all come to the same idea, the guys, that there was civilizations before the Garden of Eden. So I propose, guys, why do we take their word, them, they, their word about what the truth is? I had a revelation around 2015, I guess you would call it an epiphany, or what you would call it, but an awakening, and it shook me to my core. I realized, guys, that everything we've ever known, our education, our belief, our government, our monetary system, our sciences, and everything, guys, based off a lie. And that lie all stems from one system, the Hebrew system, because they lied about their beginning. They lied about their journey through life, through time. They created the whole Judaism, system of Judaism, because there was a system of civilization before that, guys. We heard about the Younger Dryas period, which wiped out, as far as an ice age, that wiped out civilization. And then a couple of thousand years after that, we hear about the Garden of Eden. But oddly enough, all across the world, there's different societies that record this beginning as if they were the first people to come on earth. Their God put them here, not our God. So wow, what a mind bender here, guys. We have one specific group of people saying this is the truth, but yet factual, they're liars. And I want to sit down on this, guys, and I've been warned off this many times. Not trust with religion, all right? I've had death threats over this. I'll be honest, guys. I was at my daughter's wedding a few years back, and during a break from the festivities, I was sitting outside enjoying a snack, smoking a cigarette, and looked down. There was a red dot on me, laser sight, put on my chest, right at my heart. I freaked out, guys. I jumped up and got it under cover, guys. The first thing, I got behind cover, started looking around, couldn't see anything. Later on that evening, I went back to where I was staying, and I got a message that told me that they're coming to get you tonight. You need to leave now. And that's not the first time that's something like that's happened, guys. And I was told also that I need to stop bothering with religion. And that's not the first time that ever happened too, guys. I've been at this is my fourth time trying to come across this. And I want to tell you guys that everything we have known, everything we have been taught, everything we believe is a lie. There's only one real truth out there, guys. And I've long touted this, and I'm going backwards here just a minute. I've long said that my truth may not be your truth. But your truth is not the truth either. My truth may not be the truth either. There is basically only one truth in the world besides what you believe. That is basic math. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 minus 1 equals 1. And everything else, guys, gets it all mixed up and confusing. They create different symbols to represent mythical or mystical numbers or alignments or whatever and everything like that. But guys, even multiplication Multiplication is when you basically add numbers to each other over and over again, like 1 times 2 equals 2, right? So you add 2 plus 2, 1, which makes 3, and it don't make sense. And 2 times 0 makes 0, well, multiply 2 times something gives you nothing. That makes no absolute sense at all. So your basic truth is 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 minus 1 equals 1. And that is your truth, right there. And everything else after that, guys, is what you should build your truth on. Actual facts, not science, not religion, not your education system, not your political system, not anything, but your own basic truth, that the only truth out there is 1 plus 1. I hope you stay with me, guys, for a little bit, because I'm going to tackle this and prove to you that we're lied to. And the people who lied to us are some of the most corrupt creatures ever to walk this planet. Reach out and do something nice for somebody, guys. It's in the times of these that we've got going on right now, it's what we need to do. I know I throw out a lot of negative thoughts here, but I want you to think. That's the biggest thing. I don't want you to agree. I don't want you to disagree. But please, place your comments below. But I want you to think. Why do you believe the way you do? Why do you think the way you do? Why is your faith the way it is? Without really pulling in somebody else's ideas, what somebody else told you, I want you to really think about all these things. Why do you believe what you believe? Y'all have a good day. Later, baby.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!